road with archetypes.
And speaking of
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for... tuning in to two... Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. Jazz fans are making noise. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah. And with tip-off. Well, great story, David. Thank you.
And though the Jazz are, still developing that roster, they do have an identity. And the one area that's been constant for them is defense. #1 in the league a couple seasons ago, last year near the top as well. And so they're not going to be a fun team for you to play against if you have one of those high-octane offenses.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. They've got Nerlens Noel, Russell Westbrook out there with Thompson. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Chandler in at the small forward.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
Utah's on defense. And an interesting thing about the Jazz defense, as proficient, Greg, as they've been, one wonders why the team hasn't done better in the win-loss game over the last few years.
And Kevin, the problem is, as solid as they've been defensively, that's how challenged at times they are offensively in terms of just scoring the basketball. They've been hanging around the bottom of the league in that category for a while.
And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
Conley kicks to Cauley-Stein. Jokic with the steal. Here's Westbrook. Noel passes to Westbrook. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
Outside Conley. He kicks it to Cauley-Stein. And stolen by Butler. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Outside for Gasol. Goes back up. And it's Noel with the rebound.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Down low. Got a piece of it. Gasol with the steal. Jokic with the steal. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Westbrook against Conley. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Butler at the elbow. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Conley. Gasol a screen. 5 to shoot. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. Westbrook against Butler. Westbrook kicks to Jokic. Another shot. Thompson outside to the middle. Jokic inside, defended by Gasol. Now here's Jokic. Indiana again missing.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Gasol no good. Westbrook kicks to Noel and slam dunk by Noel.
Skying towards the hoop and decimating the defense with that ridiculous alley-oop dunk. Go ahead, Noel.
Now here's Conley. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Every year they'll always put out an NBA survey of who is the toughest to guard. No surprise that Russell Westbrook is almost always at the top of the list in those surveys. He just, Greg, strikes fear in opposing defenders.
And Kevin, it's a result of several factors in terms of why he tops that list. He has the game and the body to punish you for all 4 quarters, and he never lets up in his intensity. And also a knack for putting players who are caught sleeping on posters. It is both physically and mentally draining guarding a guy like Westbrook.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Yeah, they needed the timeout here. Anything to try to get them to forget about the missed shots and get themselves back on track.
Now here's Westbrook. From 12 feet out. Not enough on that one as it misses.
I think he shouldn't have forced that one. Instead, he should have passed it off.
That doesn't go either for Butler. Indiana leading. 13 feet away. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Excellent work on the boards that time, guys. Allowed them to get multiple looks on the same possession.
Conley with it. Gasol on the high post. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. Clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
Here's Chandler following the basket by Marc Gasol. Takes a 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Westbrook's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't beat him up on the perimeter.
And it's Conley penetrating. Butler dishes to Conley. Here's Ingles. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Indiana's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Outside Westbrook. To the inside. Takes it from 10, and the shot goes in. Jokic has got 6.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Conley, the pass to Ingles. Conley against Westbrook. Cauley Stein kicks to Gasol. And stolen by Noel. Jokic against Gasol. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. Utah the foul. The Pacers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. Free throw, good. Jokic. So Utah ends up going with the new group. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Gortat's checked in for Noel. Gary Harris comes in for Wilson Chandler. Levine's checked in for Thompson. And it's Drew Holiday in for Russell Westbrook. Now here's Rose. And Favors has it in the corner. We've got 1:13 left here in the first quarter. Gortat with the defensive effort. Guy is a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Here's Jokic, and the rejection by Favors. Here is Miles. Gallinari dishes to Favors. And no good that time. Gortat with the defensive effort. Inside, stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Rose kicks to Miles. And it's Rose penetrating. Good.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Jang, he's checked in for Nikola Jokic.
And Derrick Rose, the former #1 overall pick in 08, one of the most athletically gifted point guards the league has ever seen.
The shot by Holiday, no good. Now Rose. Oh, and the jam by Rose.
And one of the all-time high risers at the point guard position, Derrick Rose can still throw it down.
And a guy who seems to improve.
It's crazy because I never thought that.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player. And if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another, as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Utah, Gallinari is out there with Olynyk. Then there's Favors. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Miles in at the two-guard position. Holiday. Here's Gortat, and it's Gortat finishing it off.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to one or two plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays. Well, you know, C.J. Miles was drafted right out of high school back in 2005 and has over a decade in the league now and really in his prime as an NBA player. He's a quality swing man, can give you good minutes whether he's starting or coming off the bench.
Gortat. He drains the turnaround jump shot. And now a 4-point Pacer lead.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Rose passes to Favors. And Derrick Favors with the slam.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
And Miles swinging to the power forward position defensively. We saw that throughout last season as the Pacers guys look to go small from time to time.
And, you know, the power forward position, not his best position defensively. Guys, his defense has improved overall in recent years, but his metrics defensively suffered because he was, in many cases, overmatched from a size standpoint. Offensively, he's a streaky shooter who can get it going from the three-point line and take you off the bounce in the paint.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Utah has turned a corner, establishing its identity under Quinn Snyder as a youthful, defensive-minded team. Coach Snyder said, our players have gotten better. Our team has gotten better. There was a connectivity and a defensive mindset that was bubbling beneath the surface. The habits were there. The intensity was there. Things have just clicked. Kevin?
All right, D.A., they're on the line.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just cannot quantify.
Well, I'm going to quantify something right now, Greg. This is a close game, and that was something special.
Well, in a game like this, fellas, when you have a chance to send a message, you do it. And boy, did he do it.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. And Holiday kicks to Thompson. Indiana trailing here. Holiday dishes to Gortat. Indiana moving the ball over. Stolen by Miles. Here's the break. Favors passes to Miles. Gallinari outside. Holiday against Rose. Right side Favors. Clock is at 3. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And Derek Favors with the slam.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss.
That's exactly why it's important to work hard on the offensive glass, fellas, for chances just like that.
Here's Rose. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Jazz.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnover.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnover. Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
And Favors kicks to Rose from outside the arc. The shot, no good. So Indiana will take it the other way. Here's Harris. And guys, when you take a look at the Pacers offensively, one of the least efficient teams in the league. How do they turn the corner in that regard?
Well, they've got to get more playmaking. They need more guys that can make plays. They had a low rate of assists and high rate of turnovers, and that's mainly attributable to not having enough playmakers.
And Indiana making a change here. Noel's checked in for Gortat. Jokic comes in for Gorgie Dang. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Thompson. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Drew Holiday. And the basket by Olynyk.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
Westbrook against Rose. Outside Westbrook. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz. And looking at the Jazz roster, they're a well-balanced group. You see scorers, Greg, playmakers, rebounders, shot blockers, plenty of quality depth.
And they've done a great job of drafting. Many of the main pieces of the puzzle seem to be in place. The next step for me is, will one of these young core players emerge as a superstar?
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. No one near Conley as he lets it go. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Jokic kicks to Harris. Noel dishes to Harris. That 3 off the mark. Utah leading by 7. Outside Butler. 1:52 left in the first half. 5 on the clock. From downtown. It's rebounded by Indiana. Jokic has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Westbrook passes to Jokic. Indiana again missing. Jazz have gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Here's Butler. And the rejection by Noel.
And the shot blocking skills of Noel are a staple of his game, really one of the foundational pieces. He really takes a lot of pride in what he does on defense.
Westbrook kicks to Noel. Indiana again missing. Utah's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Here's Conley outside for Gasol. There's the pass to Ingles. A 3-pointer, no good.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down low.
The Pacers making a change here. Levine's checked in. Westbrook against Conley. Cauley-Stein kicks to Ingles. Buries it from three-point range.
Timeout.
Ingles has got the lead up to 7 now for the Jazz.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And here's Westbrook. He's got 6. Westbrook double team. Down low. Stolen by Conley. Pushing it up. Ahead. Lets it go from deep. That shot off. And we've reached
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They stepped up their game in the second quarter, and the score began. And that about wraps it up.
Welcome back, everyone, to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's the state capital right here in Utah. Really a sight to see when you get that kind of perspective from above. And the third quarter about ready to get underway. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
On the court for Indiana, they've got Nikola Jokic. Klay Thompson is out there with Russell Westbrook. Then it's Wilson Chandler. And it's Noel in at the center, locking down the middle. Pacers trail by 7.
And Mike Conley, one of the best all-around floor generals in the league. Extremely efficient, typically makes the right pass rather than going for the spectacular one. He does a good job of avoiding turnovers. And for that slight frame, only about 175 pounds, he's as tough as they come. And plus, what I love is look at the gradual progression over the course of his career that he's made. That tells you he's the consummate pro.
Here's Westbrook. Utah with the rebound.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Here's Butler. The 17-footer goes down. And now it's a 9-point Jazz lead. We talk a lot about Conley's playmaking ability. He's also become a pretty darn good scorer.
Yeah, you love a player who continues to develop his skill set. And Kevin, Conley was a shaky outside shooter coming into the league. He fixed that. He's refined everything from his pick-and-roll game to that little right-hand floater in the paint. You go over to the defensive side of the ball, and Conley has always been a difference maker.
Gasol a screen. Outside Butler. Out left to the wing. Gasol dishes to Butler. Butler can't get that one to fall.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack. And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Outside Conley. Good looking screen by Gasol. Back to Butler. Launches a 3, and that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 5 assists in the game.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know, stops have not been easy to come by for him. To me, it looks as though they've been lost defensively.
You know, Greg, when Jimmy Butler is out there, you have to be aware of just how explosive a player he can be. When he turns it on and gets in that groove and feels the rhythm, he can completely take over a game with his scoring.
And, Kevin, I'm sure you remember that 53-point outburst he had last season. Butler has games where he has everything that kind of just falls into place. And he gets his scores in so many ways, but usually when he goes off, it's because he's getting to the free throw line.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Utah Jazz is one of the up-and-coming teams in the West, and it was a system-wide commitment to young players. The younger teams tend to struggle, but head coach Quinn Snyder said he's committed to letting his players learn from their mistakes. He said it may be painful at times, but that's how we get better. In a lot of things, the only way to learn is through experience. Guys,
they're catching on quickly, thanks, D.A. It's good. Westbrook's got 6 here in this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
The shot's good from Gasol. Pacers trail by 9. Shot, high post. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Outside Conley. Feeds it to Cauley-Stein. Gortat with the defensive effort.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here's Westbrook. Knocks it loose. The rebound by Young. Utah leading by 9.
Timeout.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
Started.
And at 6'7", 6'8", Thaddeus Young, definitely more a small ball power forward, but that seems to be the way the league is going these days.
Yeah, it is, and in spite of his ability to fit into that small ball mantra, he can get overpowered inside by the bigger forwards. He's quick off the dribble, an excellent left-handed slasher, and is capable of putting big numbers on the board when he gets it going.
Joe Ingles is checked in for Utah. The Pacers also with a sub. Harris is checked in. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Good game for Westbrook. 12 points, and he's made 3 shots at the foul line.
And you've got to take care of business at the free throw line, not just getting there, but converting. And, Kevin, what's remarkable to me about Westbrook is that as much as he is used in the offensive game plan, I mean, this is a guy that is the focal point in terms of how they're going to play. That's a tremendous amount of pressure on a player, no matter how talented he is. And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Butler against Thompson. Shot from 12, and that one goes long. And thinking again about Westbrook and his high usage rate, it's incredible, Greg, because he still plays entirely efficient.
It's crazy. I mean, normally the more shots you take, the more your efficiency drops. But Westbrook seems to be free of that. It's a big reason why this team lets Westbrook do so much for them on the offensive end.
Levine's checked in for the Pacers. Jazz leading by 8. Conley kicks to Cauley-Stein. Gasol passes to Conley. Here's Butler. He can't get it to go. Good D by Thompson. Levine dishes to Westbrook. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. 16 points for Russell Westbrook.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
Left side, Butler all alone. Butler can't get that one to fall. Pacers trail by 6. Kick out to Levine. Back to Westbrook. And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Here's Westbrook. 16 points for him. Gord's out with his screen on Rose. Westbrook with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. .146 left here in the 3rd quarter. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Jazz?
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And there's the feed to Miles. Gallinari wide open. Knocks down the 3-ball. Gallinari's got 6.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Right side, Westbrook. And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the first one at the line is good.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Rose kicks to Miles. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 5 assists in the game. Westbrook against Rose. Thompson passes to Dang. Rose against Westbrook. And Gortat kicks to Westbrook. Shot clock at 5. Puts up a 3. Favors with the rebound.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Jazz passing it around. Favors with the screen. To the right side. Here's Olynyk. That one wide left.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Outside Westbrook. Pass to Gortat. Right side Levine. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That's his 1st foul of the game. And the bonus will go to the free throw line. The first one falls. And so Levine nails both of them.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Screen by Olynyk. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. One second left. And no good trying to get. And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Utah leading by 6. Favors is out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then there's C.J. Miles. Then it's Rose. And it's Gallinari in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Olynyk has the open look. Bullseye. Olynyk's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Jazz. And Indiana's shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Out to Chandler. He feeds it to Noel. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. The Pacers making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Jokic inside. He's against Olynyk. And that one's good. Jokic
took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Utah is shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Right side Rose. Outside for Miles. Off target from outside.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Harris passes to Jokic. It's tipped. Outside Rose. Puts it up from 17. Out to Gallinari. Drills the three-pointer. And the Jazz lead by 9.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just not letting up at all. I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Favors with the screen. Rose dishes to Favors.
I tell you what, Derek Favors has arrived. I mean, the 3rd overall pick back in the 2010 draft. Never a doubt about the ability and the talent, but I think it took him a while to get comfortable playing at this level. And in the last 2 seasons, it feels like he's just kind of put it all together. It oftentimes takes young guys coming into this league a little bit of time to develop their niche and their identity, but once they do, boy, watch out.
Here's Jokic, and it's off the back rim, no good. Utah leading by 8. Stolen by Levine. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Jokic kicks to Levine. Rose with some nice D. And talking about the improvements made by Favors, he's really added something to his game, Greg, every single year.
A great point. I mean, he plays the pick and roll beautifully now, whether it's rolling to the basket on offense or using his mobility to deter the pick and roll at the other end. I mean, the versatility to man both front court spots is a huge plus when you're playing matchups. If he can just stay healthy, he has the potential to become a perennial all-star.
Here's Rose. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Timeout called the Pacers.
And the one thing about Rose is that, you know, he can still get up for the big matchups. Whenever he faces another great point guard, he seems to play at his best level and loves to push himself and is willing to step up to the challenge. Let's just hope that he can eventually get back to that all-star caliber presence he had just a few years ago.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Zach LaVine. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on Nate McMillan talking to his team. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Thank you, David. Rose with the block. They retain possession. They get it back. Jazz leading by 12. Gallinari outside. In the corner, Miles with it. The kick out to Rose. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. And the Jazz lead by 14. And with Rose and his injuries, it's not easy for him to put in a work day every day. But as you said, he can light it up on the big stage.
Yeah, and that is why he's such a threat. Even with his numbers being somewhat diminished, Rose knows what it takes to be a successful player at the highest level. You only wish he wasn't robbed of so much of his game due to injury. He is on fire from beyond the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
Westbrook against Rose. Westbrook passes to Jokic. Olynyk with the steal. Rose attacking. Olynyk in the corner. Westbrook with the steal. And there's the call on Chandler. That is his first foul of the game.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
And here are the Jazz now. They're on a 15-6 run. Here's Rose. Whoa!
Hey, watch out now. Watch out. Just call him a speed merchant. I mean, he was a blur going in for that throwdown.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. And they pick up 2. And that's now 18 points for Russell Westbrook.
not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
6 to shoot. A nice shot by Gallinari.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And Nerlens Noel grew up in the Boston area, but his parents immigrated from Haiti. His mother worked 2 full-time jobs 6 days a week to provide for Nerlens and his 3 siblings and to send money back to the family.
Timeout.
He credits her with the inspiration that makes his work ethic what it is.
The Pacers making a change here. Thompson's checked in. Utah calls timeout. And Noel faced with some adversity at Kentucky. Remember, tore that ACL, didn't play a game that first season with the 76ers.
Yeah, it was almost like a redshirt season for him. I mean, he was able to reshape the form of his jump shot, really improve that part of his game. He's never going to be what we call a laser, but with an improved form in his shooting mechanics, it should help him at the free throw line.
Butler kicks to Gasol. Back to Butler. Makes it off the glass.
Timeout.
Butler's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
I'll say, I mean, that's when you expect the defense to be tightening up, not backing off or backing up.
Outside Westbrook. Here's Noel. Passes to Jokic. Outside Westbrook. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Westbrook's got 21.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Cauley-Stein dishes to Ingles. Back to Cauley-Stein. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Thompson outside. Kicks it to Noel. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Cauley-Stein.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Jazz.
Tonight, they seem committed to the three-point shot.
That was the bread and butter. Fortunately, they made enough of those, but sometimes it was quantity over quality.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Derrick Rose. You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Gortat's checked in for Noel. Gorgie Dang comes in for Jokic. Gary Harris, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Holiday in for Russell Westbrook. Butler against Harris. And that one, good. And the Jazz lead by 20.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
Outside Butler, back to Cauley-Stein. Butler kicks to Conley. Puts it up from 12. It's Butler that time on the assist from Conley.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
And it's Utah's ball. 22 is their biggest lead. And the foul on Drew Holiday.
Wesley Matthews.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate.
Thanks very much, Mark. Congrats on the win. How did you guys get in rhythm offensively?
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're Derrick Rose. That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.